Gastric secretion. Here we're going to know how HCl is formed in stomach. So, this is our parietal cells. Parietal cells are present in the lining of the gastric mucosa. This is our parietal cells. These are the two borders of parietal cells. This is the apical border, which is present close to lumen, and this is the basolateral border, which is present close to interstitial fluid. Here, within the parietal cells, carbon dioxide and H2O combines to form H2CO3. Here, this carbon dioxide comes from the metabolic product of the cells. Here, CO2 and H2 combines to form H2CO3. This H2CO3 then splits into bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ion. From here, this hydrogen ion moves out of the parietal cells with the help of proton pump, H plus K plus ATPase proton pump. Here, potassium ion moves inside the parietal cells and hydrogen ion moves out of the parietal cells in the lumen. At the same time, here on the basolateral border, another pump is present which is known as HCO3Cl exchanger. With the help of this exchanger, the bicarbonate ion moves out of the parietal cell and the chloride ion moves in parietal cells. With the help of this exchanger, the bicarbonate ion moves out of the parietal cell and the chloride ion moves inside the parietal cell. Gradually, when the concentration of the chloride ion increases within the parietal cell, this chloride ion moves out of the parietal cells within the lumen. This occurs according to concentration gradient. And then here, this chloride ion combines with hydrogen ion to form HCl. This is how HCl is formed. The bicarbonate ion, which moved out of the parietal cell within the interstitial fluid, it actually makes the blood alkaline. Blood becomes alkaline. It in turn makes the urine alkaline during filtration of blood. This is known as postprandial alkaline tide. Postprandial alkaline tide means increase in the basicity of blood and urine just after intake of food. Here another pump is also present known as sodium-potassium pump. With the help of this pump, the potassium ions move within the parietal cells. As soon as the concentration of the potassium ion increases within the parietal cells, this potassium ion moves out of the parietal cells within the lumen, and from here it again moves inside the cell. This is to maintain the concentration gradient, or so as to allow the hydrogen ion to move out of the parietal cell with the help of this pump. So basically, this is the whole process by which HCl is formed inside the stomach. Now coming on, factors stimulating the HCl secretion. These are the three factors which stimulates and increases HCl secretion. As soon as we eat food, there occurs increase in the secretion of gastrin within the stomach. This gastrin acts on the parietal cells by two ways. First, it could act directly or indirectly. Gastrin acts directly on the parietal cells with the help of its receptor present on parietal cells. By this, it increases the secretion of HCl through the parietal cells. And secondly, gastrin could also increase the secretion of HCl indirectly by acting on its receptors present on histaminocytes. What are histaminocytes? Histaminocytes are the cells which secrete histamine. Here gastrin acts on the receptors present on the histaminocytes. By this, histamine is secreted out of the histaminocytes. This histamine in turn acts through its receptor, which is H2, present on the parietal cell. By this, it generates CAMP, which increases the production of HCl through parietal cells. Gastrin is secreted from the G cells, which is present in the antrum of pylorus. Second, acetylcholine, which is secreted by the vagus nerve, also stimulates the production of HCl through parietal cells. This acetylcholine could also act in three ways. First, it could act on gastrin and stimulates its secretion, which in turn stimulates the secretion of HCl. Second, it could act directly on the parietal cells with the help of its receptor M3, which is muscarine receptor present on the parietal cells. Through this, it also increases the production of HCl. And the third way is it acts on the histaminocytes through its receptor present on the histaminocytes, which in turn increases the histamine secretion. Histamine increases the production of HCl. So mainly, histamine, gastrin, and acetylcholine are responsible for increase in the production of HCl via parietal cells. This is prostaglandin, and the function of prostaglandin is to reduce the secretion of HCl. Prostaglandin acts on G cells and reduces the secretion of gastrin, which in turn reduces the formation of HCl. Prostaglandins could also act directly on the parietal cells through its receptor, and it inhibits the CAMP generation, which reduces the formation of HCl.